Turn the volume up. All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Shout out to Darling Walter Riley. Thank you for being the first one here. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to my Uber driver, Lyft driver, taxi drivers. Shout out to my truck drivers. Shout out to my brother Troy Star Trucking Blogs on YouTube. Go over there and support Troy's channel. Tell him SouFLoTV sent you. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Shout out to you this morning. We're 10 minutes rolling in, 10 minutes late to the hour, but no big deal. We keep our own schedule, so I'll make sure you get your 10 minutes back, right? Let me turn this fan off real quick. Blah. All right. Here we go. I literally just rolled out of bed. Literally. I went to bed late last night and woke up even late this morning. So shout out to everybody heading out to work this morning who's up early and out to get it. Listen, man, let's have a conversation this morning. Let's talk about it. I brought my water. I'm probably going to be very long-winded this morning. I'm going to try to do a lot of crowd participation this morning. So I want the audience to be very active, especially the ladies this morning. Did y'all see the shootout video in Jamaica yesterday? Did y'all see it? Squaddy was pinned down behind the car. Squaddy has now turned into a meme. Boy, Jamaican them. Jamaican people take everything and make a joke out of it. I'm telling you, when we say we take serious thing make joke, for those of you who are not in tune with the culture, we have a thing where we got a thing that we call, we take serious thing make joke. If it's serious, we'll turn it into a joke. But that's our survival mechanism. This is how we get by. Because some things are so serious, you got to laugh to prevent from crying. Or you're so shocked, but you just got to laugh your way out of it. Did you? Boy, gunshot a beat, broad daylight, brawling daylight. They said it was like minutes to 12 or a little after 12 midday. Big broad daylight. People in their car going about their business. And gunshots start flying. Squaddies itch up behind a vehicle and has now turned into a meme. And they have all kinds of funny jokes about Squaddy being behind the vehicle. Listen, if you're anywhere and you hear gunshots flying, find something to hide behind, please. Because gunshot is no respecter of any human being, and you are not made of steel. And that thing can fly through windshield, it can fly through a car door, even sitting in a car. We're laughing, but this is some serious thing. For those of you who live in the US, there's always shooting in traffic. There's always mass shooting. You could be in Walmart one day shopping for groceries and some madman come in there and decided to shoot up the whole Walmart. This has happened many times now. It could be in a school classroom. Some of us are still in school. Some are back to FaceTime, face-to-face classes. It could be a disgruntled employee at your workplace. Two things I'm going to tell you to do. One, never stop moving, but stay low. Two, if you're in a car, don't sit there. If the gunshot, if it's this close, a distance away, don't just sit there. Okay, bullet fly through vehicles. It depends on it depends on what ammunition they're using, what weapon they're using. Bullets fly through vehicles, and I'm talking about it'll rip right through your car door and fly through the other car door. So you know what it's gonna do to your body, right? If you're in a grocery store and it goes down like that, try to get away from the bow, bow. Although you might be confused because people will be running all over the place, but you should be trying to exit the building. Don't get trapped in a building. Don't get trapped in a vehicle. But it was funny. It was funny to see how the comedians rolled out in Jamaica with the memes of the officer. Someone said, SouFlo, that's a female officer. I commend her. I commend her. Policing is not easy. And this is why I big up the good police officers, them, not the shady ones who join the force just to be on the other side of the law so they can bend things to their suiting. Shout out to the police officer, them who are actually out here to do the job, to keep the country safe, because that's what they grew up and said to themselves while they were growing up. Me want to be a police officer when I grow up big enough and save people and make the place safe. You know how when we were growing up, we used to be like, "No, I'm a lawyer when we grow up, so we can defend people." And some say, "No, I'm the one teacher, so we can teach picnic," and them kind of something there. And they held true to that, and they get up every day knowing how hard that damn job is. Jamaica is one of the hardest places to police. I'm in a business when nobody wants it because Jamaican people don't take no talk. You understand? And the level of ignorance sometimes, and the level of respect that police gets, boy, I'm surprised that Jamaica is not the place where, and this is how I know that police can actually exercise restraint. So when I see it happen in the US where police just shoot down man just so, sometimes it's like, boy, if you were in Jamaica, you would have been alive, because they don't just shoot down the people them just like that. So it rough out there. It rough upon them. I know what it's like to be in that uniform, but I wasn't no police. I was a soldier. And you know our thing go already, right? Especially if we're on deployment. It ain't much of a diplomacy. It's not much of a let's talk about it kind of thing. You approach the wrong way, foot get kicked away, just like that. So the police in Jamaica, man, my utmost respect to them. They handled that situation like a pro. They did. Shout out to the good JCF officers out there who put their lives on the line daily. Daily. I see them get all kinds of disrespect. And sometimes you're like, so what's all that for? Couple of things that would never happen. Say, for instance, in the US, if the police is arresting somebody here and you jump into their circle, they make a circle. You understand? It's invisible. Once you cross that line and you hear, "Hey, get back," and you don't get back, then just know that you're probably going to hit the ground as well. You're probably going to be in handcuffs as well, because you're disturbing an arrest or you're disturbing a procedure that they have going on. Not in Jamaica. In Jamaica, them crowd up on top of the police. "Let him go, to officer. Jesus Christ, oh no, do the people them so," and blah, blah, right here in the police ear. And I don't see the police safeguarding his weapon. This is the reason why they do it. They do it so that they tell you to get back, so that you won't be somebody from the crowd to pull out their gun from them while they're over here working with some unruly person who they're trying to, them that they are wrestling with Jim, because they're trying to put handcuffs on Jim and a bag of people all over them. Boy, Jamaican police have patience, you're afraid. And everybody is down on them, the whole crowd. You're hearing them tell the people, them, "Back up, back up, back up." No, not in the States. They'll tell you back up once. You better back up. And that police will justifiably pull his weapon and shoot. Guess why? Because he don't want you to pull his weapon and shoot him. So if a crowd comes down on him, it's not going to be the same. So shout out to them, man. They exercise a lot of restraint. And for the people who like to say, the youth them never shoot after no police. Police shoot them up and plant gun upon them. There's a faction of people, not saying it doesn't happen, but there's a faction of people that like to say, never give the police the benefit of the doubt. See, it's lie them a tell. Them shoot up the youth them and plant guns on them and say it's shootout with gunman. Well, it was plain to see yesterday. Whoever that camera person was, big up to you, shout out to you. If y'all haven't seen the video of the whole shootout, I have the video of the whole shootout, which I posted yesterday. It's my last video before this one. So go watch it. The video starts out with the whole shootout scene. See? So one suspect, all this information I'm saying is not in the video from yesterday. Like, one suspect died on the ground, one died in the vehicle, and the smartest one, he got caught somewhere down the street like this, ass and elbows. Is what we call it. He was the smartest one. Ass and elbows. Him this, I guess him never know say he was with real bad man. It's when you with your brethren them, right, and you go to do stupid stuff, you see, I your brethren them say, so what we have to do if police back way up, and you hear your brethren say, police my blood us, police my bumbo clot, shoot that out, bus shut off a squad and drive out of this, and you're there thinking it was a joke, right? Because you're like, nah, sir, run, we are gonna run, the whole we are gonna run, and then you got to see that your brethren them did more serious than you, because you not cut out for this kind of life. Let this be a lesson to all of the youth them who are run down this kind of lifestyle. We're gonna talk about a whole lot this morning pertaining to. Let this be a lesson to who are run down this kind of lifestyle. He wasn't ready. He was not ready. He was way down the street like this. He catch a youth saying he was out of there. He was gone. I run him down and catch him. I used to have little maga, and the police drop him up like bag of rice and just dragging him down the street. And he is high stepping like he's going to some stage show and them just call on theme name. Introducing to the stage. This man a high step and a pull up in pants from behind in handcuffs same time. Boy, what a waste. What a waste. Eh? In brethren them did serious. Them say we not go out. We not going to no jail. We not go back to no prison. No man go feel me up in that for dog. Me done with that. Them have to kill me out there. So well, they were dead serious. They were dead serious. Start fire upon squaddy and end up dead. So shout out to the JCF. And you see, we're not very far off target, right? SouFLoTV audience. When we say a whole heap of cameras need to be all over the place, it was the eye, the Jamaica eye, that actually led them to that group of men. Apparently, they had just committed a murder. This is how emboldened they are in Jamaica. They are so bold. I tell people all the time, you know, I said, Jamaica bad man them, the gunman them, the one them will make up their mind for this or the life me I live. You must understand that they are not afraid of the police at all. Police are afraid of them. Them make police run for cover in broad daylight. Sometimes the police is outgunned. That's just a situation we saw on camera. There have been situations where the police had to run, okay? Because police go up there with their little M16 and their little 9mm, and then police hear some bang, 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 bang. So the AK them are sing and some other things that they've never seen before. And think a joke. Man, a rocket launch on these things, you know. When you are here, boom, boom, brrr, and you only have a 9mm, me I go in my yard. I don't even want to stay behind a tree because tree can't save me. I'm finding a couple of trees on my way to my yard. They don't pay me enough for it. And it's happened many times before. So the officer them, they are, I wouldn't say they're undertrained, because they moved tactically, they moved like pros yesterday. And obviously they know how to shoot for sure, because the officers were a great distance away from the suspects and still gunned them down like that. So that man there wasn't wasting no bullets. And the crazy thing is it happened in traffic and nobody got hurt. So thank God for that. Because bullets could have been flying through cars, killing civilians both ways, from the police firing at the bad man to the bad man firing back at police. Could have been going both ways. People could have been hurt. To see that we are just used to this kind of violence, level of violence, you know, the people them sit down in them car, turn on them phone, and was up there like this. Like, Lord God, a movie this. Dog, you see this? Look here, like the people them like they wasn't ducking, running, panicking. Oh, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get. Nobody got out of their car and ran the opposite way. Nothing. I saw the comment section. Somebody said, "Oh, another day. This a regular thing." Imagine you live So you imagine you live in a place where this is a regular thing. We don't want this to become a regular thing. We don't want this to become when tragedy strikes, people are like not even reactive because they're conditioned that way, like regular thing. A gunshot. Oh, some if you don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can catch up on my phone first. No, you hear gunshot, the regular people duck. Traumatized people don't really duck. They're like, well, if you lick me. I guess I might time to go. If not, God spare my life. A regular thing, everyday thing. You have to run it all the time. You're like, what? The people that me see the taxi driver just take him time. Taxi driver take him time. I just like, okay, back up a little bit. All right, gone on beyond. He went the opposite way. He just took his time and had one hand out the window, talking while he was doing it. And I come up and come out and say, here, you're going to shut up. And just calmly got out the way, no frantic behavior or nothing. I lived the whole soldier life. Been shot at and shot back. And I would have got out of my vehicle. So I mean, would have probably been the only person. I would have been the meme this morning had I been anywhere in that area, because it would have been SouFLoTV running down the street that rot in the SouFLo that we not even didn't know same in an island. Watch out. Knee lifts out of there. I wouldn't have just sat around. And I definitely wouldn't have been no one hand out the window. Yo, charge you want? Yeah, everything good. Well, hear you later here. Yeah. I left out of that area. Yeah, all right. See you later. No. Me run left all car. I'm being like the officer. I find something to hide behind and taking away myself. I need 12 cars heading in the opposite direction so I can run behind car, run behind car, run behind car, till me reach my yard. All right? We have to take serious thing, make joke people. We're living in dreadful times, man. I don't know, and it just seems like it's just getting worse and worse. All the prayer we have prayed, Granny said we pray harder, all this, and it's just like it's not helping. It's not getting better. People make up their minds and them want to do foolishness. So listen up. It's another story we covered yesterday. I'm gonna need all the help in the world. Good morning. It don't look good. UN James, good morning and thank you for being here. UN says it don't look good, and it don't. It don't. Me out today. Me I talk about out today. Yeah, I see one professional hurdler. By the way, I ran track and field. That was my thing. The hurdles was my thing for a while. I wasn't no star hurdler. I was the guy who used to get wrapped up in the hurdles and lick up my knee so much. My knees click-clack to this day. Lick, they drill the hell out of you and lick up my knees all the time, all these things. I wasn't no first come, first place, nothing and all that. But it would have been, you would have seen a professional hurdler that day. I just I got to add some ducking to it. You know, instead of going over the hurdles, I go under them, that kind of thing. But I would have got myself out of there for sure. So shout out to them, managing that firepower, not shooting any civilians in the process. The people that really sit down, they're safe. Shout out to them. Shout out to the JCF for that. Shout out to the people for shout out to the people for staying calm in the eye of the storm. I know. Pauline Graham, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, okay? All right. Somebody said it's safer to duck. It's safer to duck, but it's not safe to stand still. So understand that your ducking must be temporary until you find better cover. All right? This is something we do in training. You have 3 to 5 seconds to get to another place of cover. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. So we rushing. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. This is how long it takes for somebody firing to hit you. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. So me I run. 1, 2, 3, me and the mark get set, go. I'm up, he sees me, douche me, I dive on the one next car. I'm down. Do some cheetah flip, some karate something and some roll. All right, catch my breath a little bit, cause you know I'm in a soldier fit no more. So I'm not like running 2 miles in like a couple of seconds no more and these things. So I have to go catch my breath extra long this time. All right, I'm up, down again. I'm up, he sees me, I'm douche behind the next vehicle. I'm going about my business. Me not sit down there. This, for those of you who live in America, I don't know if y'all saw what happened with that Walmart that got shut up. I believe it was in Texas. That guy actually walked around in the Walmart and started executing people that were ducking from gunfire. This is why I'm telling you that you don't know where the gunfire is coming from, so you don't want to be running into it. So you listen first, right? If it sounds distant and then it sounds like it's going away from you, go the opposite direction. But don't try that mega duck and just stay right there some stuff. And you're in a building and they're shooting up the building. No, you try to get out of the building. See? Try to get out the building. That guy started executing people. He was walking around shooting in the air at first, and then him see people duck down. So he was like, I don't know you're there. But don't know you there. But no. So ducking is good. Make ducking very temporary. I'm ducking here, so until I see a better place I can duck behind. See, and it should be leading to an exit. It should be leading to an exit. All right, don't just duck and stay one place. So them kind of thing there. All right, so listen, yesterday we did a story. We're not safe no matter where you live. Earth to run red. Earth to run red, period. Earth to run red. I will sing that again. Richie Spice. And everything on the night for you. You can dread. Yeah, Earth to run red for true. Somebody said so true. There was no rush for covering. No, the people sit down. Look, go watch the video again and look at the silhouettes of the people in their vehicle. Enough of them people in the vehicle didn't even duck. I thought this was a setup at first, like they put like mannequins in a vehicle and they might do some training exercise or something, but it's in the middle of the street, so how could it be? The people them just sit down, head up. They're watching the gunfight. It's traumatized people do this. People who are so used to this that they get to the point where they're like, let me tell you, I'll never forget my first deployment. My first deployment, when I landed in Iraq, I was scared as hell. I started talking to myself, right? So I said to myself, I call myself by my nickname, you know. I said, brother, what you do over here, son? This is exactly what I said. The first, I was so shocked. I said, what you are doing over here, son? Clarendon you come from? Clarendon, Jamaica you come from, and you find yourself way over here, son. 7 magazines per you and a weapon in your hand. What you do over here, sir? You know, say you're dead, right? Boy, this is how I was talking to myself, you know. And then I would talk to others like, hey, come here, guy. All right, let's get over here, let's get this done. And then back inside of myself, me gone back in a patois. Brother, you're mad. What you do, sir? This time I hadn't even gone out on a mission yet. And the commander that I was rolling with, because I was a part of PSD, which is a personal security detachment of the commander. So I'm on PSD, right? Personal security detachment of the commander. And this man is a madman, a ranger that's a madman. Because his philosophy was where we were staying behind the wire, this is where we only go there to recuperate. We only go there to gather up stuff. We only go there to hash out intelligence, and we're back out in sector again, they call it. So back out into among civilian population. This man had us on the go all the damn time out there. I'll tell you about after week 4, everybody that, pardon my language, it says your asshole puckers when you first land, right? And you first go out in sector because you don't know where it's going to come from. We lost our first 2 soldiers within the first 24 hours of being there. So it got very real very quickly. And one of the guys that went was someone who I was extremely, like, very, very close with. His wife had just gotten pregnant. He's very young. They were very good friends with my family, with my wife, everything like that. We lost them, boom, within the first 24 hours of being there. So with that, about week 2, by the time week 2 came around, you had guys falling off the back of the truck, literally, and you're talking about a sergeant falling off the back of the truck because he's out in sector. Now, this is out among the civilian population where you're rolling through and the streets are crowded and they're around you, and you can get hit from a high rise because they have high buildings everywhere around you. This is urban warfare. High buildings everywhere around you. It could come from the ground. It could come from an IED. It could come from anything. So you're supposed to be like on guard, right? Head on a swivel, as they say. Man, majority of us was like leaving the damn vest open. We're like, man, I fall asleep on the back of the truck. Shout out to Sergeant Parker. Sergeant Parker fell asleep on the back of the truck and rolled off the truck when the truck took off. We have to go pick up a soldier out that street. Them kind of something that nobody cared anymore after a while, because we had seen so much within the first week of us being there that after a while it was just like, listen, just say a prayer. Hope God answer your prayer and you're in God's favor, and just live the rest of this. And this is what we did. Some nights they had us on reconning on rooftops. So we would literally run up in our house, talk to the people, them, take over thing, go upstairs, lock down that house, sit on the roof, strategic point where we can see like a block. We were monitoring a block before a raid, that kind of stuff. Man up on the rooftop, take off the whole of them protective gear. Everything came off. Kevlar come off, vest come off, just up the bare chest. Drinking chai tea, because the owner of the house would come up and make us tea. Me not drink the night tea though. Thank God for how I was raised. My granny said me not to eat from strangers, and me couldn't eat from Miss White was stay right next door to it. So me not go way over Iraq and Afghanistan go drink nobody chai tea or eat out at nobody house. So I wasn't, but the rest of the soldiers did. And we just there on the roof. No protective gear, no nothing. When you first get there, you make sure that even your shoelace is tied properly. After seeing so much in just a week alone, it is what it is at this point. If I die, I die. I guess I can't stop it. So that's what the Jamaican people remind me of, where they're just sitting in the car like this and they take up cell phone and in the middle of the gunshot could have fly through any one of them car there. So in the midst of the craziness, I would say God was in their presence. You hear me? In the midst of all that craziness, God was in their presence and looking out for them. Because it don't take much. A baby can pull a trigger. A baby can pull a trigger. It don't take much. And gun down is no respect of no persons. Gunshot down. No, you're a good person. Let me go around you and go lick that boy there, because that boy there is a dirty boy. No, gunshot fly straight. And it don't care who's in the way. So it was good to see that no civilians were hurt. So again, shout out to Squatty them. They did their thing. They did their thing just like they're put there to do. It's only sad that this is what we've come to. Big broad day shootout between, and it's not new. It's not new, because there are videos out there of bigger firefights out in the street, gun battles in the streets of Jamaica from, I believe it was the 90s. Is it the 90s? Somebody correct me, please. Is that the 90s or the 80s? 89 election time, that thing that are yeah, I believe it was 89 election time. Big gunfight in that street. Man come out, bow, bow, next man down the street. Police caught in the middle, don't know who to shoot at. They shooting in two directions, because bad man a fight gunman, and they're in the middle. It was crazy. A 79? So this ain't the first time. It's happened. That, like I keep telling y'all, we live to see certain things now, and we're like, oh my God, Jamaica has gone to the dogs. Things are so bad. You know, a lot of this happen. This is not new. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is not new. A 1980. Thank you, Marie Johnson. I'm pretty sure it was 1980. I'm pretty sure. I didn't want to just, you know, but I'm pretty sure. 79, 80 them time there. Gunshot are flying on the street. Thank you, Dunkley, Real Talk TV, Dunkley. Gunshot been flying in the streets in Jamaica. Police been up here, back up, back up, back up, can't back up. Police been up here run, skip and dolly gunshot. Batman been a back up. It just got worse over the years. The guns got bigger, they got more equipped, they got braver, more embrazen because they realized that police only have so much resources and these kind of things. Anyhow, the first 30 minutes gone. No, it didn't. It's 20 minutes because you came on 10 minutes late, SouFlo. Behave yourself. So you're on. Let's talk about this. Every time I hit this topic right here, people get offended. People get offended. I'm talking about, I did a story yesterday about a young lady, God rest her soul, man. It's a bad way to die, but she was hacked to death on Mother's Day by her lover. A man who's supposed to love her, care for her. They have a child together, a 7-year-old child together. But here are the gruesome details of how he did it and all that. I won't get into all that on this video because it's already covered on the video that the same video that has the video of the firefight yesterday shooting out in the streets. I have that complete video on the same video that I did cover this story on with all the details about the situation with this young lady. Now, somebody says the system failed this young lady. Me say no, not really the system per se. This is something we talk about all the time. But what I realize with women are that you guys don't like to be told the truth. And men, the argument always quickly turns around to what men do. And men are like that too. But we're not talking about them, sis. We're having a discussion about you and your behaviors. You understand? It's a typical thing in Jamaica to find. Now, me, I'm not the one to be throwing stone because me have multiple baby mothers. Me have children I have 6 children by 3 different women or women, to get my English correct. I have 6 children by 3 different women. The difference is I was married to all of them. See? But, relationships don't work. But you take a chance, see? So anyhow, it's typical in Jamaica, man, to find like a woman that has multiple children by multiple different men. I've seen it so bad where I've seen like, I believe the number was 12 children by 9 different men or 10 different men, something like that. Now, I've been told that there's worse than that out there. Me don't know how much worse. But imagine having 12 children by 10 different men or 9 different men. As a woman, I'm wondering, when did you look at yourself in the mirror and say, like how do you get to that? This is what I'm trying to understand, how you get to that. Because I believe that right there is a bigger problem to our society than gun lyrics in song. You catch my drift? I believe that, people quick to jump in the dancehall conversation. Let's blame dancehall. Dancehall, the lyrics in dancehall is what's causing all of this. Yes, all right. Could it be that the lyrics, if you're gonna blame dancehall for that, the lyrics in dancehall causing the women to have these illicit relationships, multiple men, partners? Them have a saying in Jamaica, so every woman have more than one man. Then they have another one that says, them gyal are wicked, them wicked, them. Anyhow, it's seriously make joke though, but seriously, it's a typical thing to find women, young women with multiple. And the older they get, multiple men and multiple children, their brood is not from one man. And man never dead or nothing. It's just she did in a relationship and baby come from it and the relationship never work out with John. So she move on to Steve. And you gave Steve the same opportunity. Like you saw that deep through Steve to have like one picnic theme through your womb, and Steve left. And then you move on to Ricky. Ricky did the same thing. I'm saying, man, once is a mistake. Twice, okay, me I give you the benefit of the doubt. You kind of tough up yourself. So twice, me I'll say it's still a mistake. You make a mistake 2 times. See? Third time though, you're practicing foolishness. The third time around, you're practicing foolishness. The fourth time around, you're just gone. You're just gone. You are now seasoning up yourself in foolishness. The fifth time now, a beer and this year keep up. You understand? It's a typical thing. And see, and that's what I'm saying. Women start to jump in to try to like defend. And hear what I'm saying. This is not bash, and this is why this conversation is hard to have. Because you see, me not like argue with women. I like to get my point across and leave it there. But if we're gonna have a conversation, let's have a conversation. It's a hard conversation to have because not too many people want to be open and honest about it. Staying on topic, that girl, the story came out that is a girl that this man, the man is 61 or 62, right? 62 years old. He is 31 years older than she is. Her brother did an interview and told about how when the man first started messing with his sister, him saying he had to brace this man, back him out of them yard already, and then come get my sister pregnant. I never approved of the relationship. This is what our brother saying now. I never approved of that relationship because she was a minor and she was in school. Something name of high school she was going to. I don't know if I teach feel or something high school. While she was in high school, she was a minor when they started dealing. About 13 years old. If you do the maths, go listen to the story. You have the dates in there, calculate, do the maths. I'm not a mathematician, but he obviously started messing with her around 13 years old. Here's the thing. He was 39 back then. Oh, he is 33 years older than her. You see what I say? No kind of common ground and then so. But we can't talk to these men. I keep telling y'all that we cannot talk to these men. They don't want to hear nothing that we have to say. They're going to keep up their dirty ways, right? So while we're championing the cause all day and talking about man this and man a predator and man that, let's talk about the role that the women play in this dynamic. And let's be open and honest about that role. Now, I go into the story a little further and realize that her mom is a mother of 11. 11 children with no mention of a man. 11 children with no mention of a man nowhere. So, I don't know if the man dead already. Like, you know, some women, they get married, they have a bunch of kids by their husband, them husband takes sick and dead and left them behind with a bag of children to take care of on their own. I don't know if it was one of those situations where she was committed to a man, but I'm willing to bet that it's not. I'm not trying to use her situation to bash her. I'm just saying that this is commonplace in Jamaican culture where the woman them feel like on to the next one, pick me over here, so pick me over there, so illegitimate pick me. John Pickney is Steve, because him look like Steve a little bit. All when him don't look like him, this is where we get the whole concept of jacket from. She fashioned that jacket and gave it to you and it fit right because you accepted it, right? You looked at that child and you thought, oh my God, look around, you have my eye, them, you know, look them, I want my mouth. That time the baby I know yours, you know. So we call that a jacket. Because you know, when you go tailor and tailor say, open it on them so and give your proper measurements, you know when that suit they come. That ain't no JC Penney suit. That's not no suit that you can order online. It's not going to fit the same. See? A tailor-made suit is going to fit you differently. So them give out the jacket them, and a lot of jackets are tailor-made and the man can't tell the difference. Jamaica is known for this. And like I said before, I think this is a bigger problem than gun lyrics in a song. Because there's no way that you can tend to 11 kids and raise 11 kids properly and give 11 kids attention that they need. Try doing homework. Sitting down and doing homework with 6 kids. Is a classroom that? Somebody says some feel special when they're pregnant. I seen somebody else just says you don't know that woman's situation. Poverty is a hell of a thing. And this is why I'm using that situation to segue into what I'm talking about now. So she have 11 kids, right? She's the mother of 11. It's commonplace also, talk up and be truthful. It's commonplace also for these mothers to pass their daughters off to these men that we call predators. You see him as a predator. She see him as a rescue. Him have him own house. Him can pay bills. Him probably can even drop off something around here to help us with the other 10. Yeah? So go on to him. And they push their daughters towards them. And when people in the community are saying, uncle, them call him, you know, because I watched a news clip from CBM where the people in the community were talking and they're like, yeah, me in my house and a virgin call me and I say, yo, you know, you're one crime scene around here, blah, 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 so and so dead. Uncle chop her up. So it's uncle, them call him. All right. The mothers, enough of them women, they push their daughters towards them man there. If him have little resources and him can at least take one mouth off of the bread so everybody else can eat a little bit better, go on. Poor girl didn't have a childhood. She started messing with a grown man. A grown man at baby age. And her family knew about it. Her brothers knew about it. Our mother knew about it. Nobody cared. So till them all shock up together and turn couple. Now, what them call a couple when you're not married, I'm at a loss for words this morning. I didn't get much sleep last night. Woke up pretty early, went to bed pretty late. Common law. Them turn common law couple right in front of everybody. Nobody no run down this man and chop him up. Mummy never go file no report at police station and say he's messing with my little girl, my underage girl, lower make she grow. None of that happened. They basically handed over, listen to me, they basically handed over that little girl to that man a long time ago. That's what we're seeing happening. So when people are talking about the system fail her, no, our mother failed her. Her mommy failed her. As a mother, I think I would have tied my daughter to me. Like literally tie her to me. Especially at those ages. You know? How the system for fail her. Police don't know where I'm going around there. It's not like everybody has to register in Jamaica where I live, who I live with, and what is our relationship. So unless you go and make a formal complaint and say, I'm not standing for this, this is my little girl, she there around a Miss Wendy, around her uncle yard, him live around there, so he's messing with her sexually, blah, blah, blah. Unless you go and bring this before police and bring this before the courts, how can the system be involved? So some of the slackness that we see going on within our society, and nobody paid attention until the man do her like how he did her. People don't just get up overnight and just do you like that. Swing machete after you overnight, chop you up and these things. And then this is something that's been going on. So she's been abused. She's been manipulated. You can imagine a grown man being in a relationship with a 13-year-old girl? This man is like our God. You understand? He is in her head. Him tell her anything and she do it. You see what I'm saying? This is master manipulation going on right here. And if him reach with her, start mess with her at 13, you could imagine that he was grooming her before them even start a relationship. So we are talking about 12, 11. Them people here see it. This is the type of stuff that Diana King had spoke about that everybody bashed her for. Was it not Diana King? Is it Diana King? Well, get me right again, please. I keep mixing up Diana King with the other Jamaican singer. Diana King, I think, sang Shy Guy. No found it too young. But the other singer, she low haircut, whatever. She's basically the first Jamaican female singer that came out as openly gay. No, not Nadine Sutherland. Another one. That's another one. She is actually now married to a woman. But this is what she was talking about. I don't think it was Diana King, because Diana King, I don't have my phone with me. I don't think it was Diana King, because Diana King, I think, is the Yankee one, is the other one. Or maybe it was Diana King. I know, you're wicked. I know, carry on. Carry on, Plunkett. Why y'all bringing Queen Africa and this? May I talk about lesbian thing? Is Diana King? Okay, we'll run with Diana King for now. Yes, it's Diana King, because the other one is Adina Howard. Adina Howard sing the other song, but a Diana King. Diana King made mention of this, okay? And she said in Jamaica, like, the predatory behavior is woven into the culture. And a lot of people see it and they don't say anything. So much so that over the years, it's become normal. It's become commonplace. Big man have little girl. All right, Diana King. Thank you. Thank you. So she went on a big interview. I think the interview was with one of them big old foreign station, and people was like, move your damn boy from around here, so dirty blood clot, girl. I come dirty up Jamaica name on the foreign stage. Move and go from around. They cussed the hell out the woman, right? And all she was explaining was she was raped multiple times at a very young age. She couldn't wait to get away from Jamaica because her predators were still around her as she grew up. And even though she had complained, nothing was done about it. So she felt helpless as a little girl. And the same people that she complained about were left there to continue to try after her. Just come here now, to try to do it again. You know? So she was like, they would more be concerned about, this is the comment she made loosely, not quote unquote. They would more be concerned in Jamaica about two grown people. A Batman them, yo, them man are dead in a dog. It's two grown people. Two grown people consenting to do their stuff. They're more concerned about that than they're concerned about, is that a little girl? But a big man that. But no, that can't happen. They just turn a blind eye to that. And when she said that, half of Jamaica came down on her, like she was telling a lie. But she wasn't telling no lie. It was truth. And again, this is the perfect example in that situation that happened with this young lady. This grown man, I messed with her from, he has been a big man her whole life. Okay? He has been a big man her whole life. When she just born him, did already 30 years old, 31 years old. So by the time he started messing with her, he draw her away, go a house, go shock up. He was already in his 40s. And nobody said nothing. And her whole family knew about it. Her mother specifically knew about it. So when I talk to the women and I say, ladies, listen, man, you guys have to do better. And you have to understand your powers. You have to understand that you're the one that controls things. And it's what you accept that goes. So when you accept the slackness is going to go. And everybody else is going to fall in line with it. I could imagine her brother was like, me not like this. Because he said it in the interview. I never approved that relationship. I brace him and back him out of the yard already. And then come back and get my sister pregnant. That means that all the brace and block the brother was doing, I probably him alone did that brace and block. Because everybody else was like, make it go on. She like him. You know? And poverty is a hell of a thing, because this girl probably then home tired of fighting with 10 other people for something to eat. Picnic expensive, you know, people. Picnic expensive. You got people struggling who got good jobs and good career fields and a good hustler go on, and they're struggling with 4 and struggling with 3 and 2. So you can imagine 11. She's tired of fighting with her other 10 siblings for something to eat. This man provided comfort. First of all, 10 picnic in our house, the house that noisy right through. Where is her moment of silence? Where is her peaceful moment? You can't go around a back. You can't go in any of the 2 rooms them in the house, because you know they don't live in no big mansion and they don't have any maids, and it's not 11 rooms for 11 children. The reality of it is everybody shock up on top of each other in about 2 rooms in here. So this man now is like coming like a savior. You understand? The man coming like a savior. He's like, come over here, son. When him start give her little gifts and trinkets, she's like, oh my God, I don't have to share this with anybody else. This is all mine. I'm gonna get it from a man. And she's 13. And then it moved from that to come round on me, come by me, come sleep. And she's thinking, I can't wait for one night of peaceful sleep. I can imagine baby palm breast go all the way up to big picnic. Baby I crying at middle of the night, everybody wake up. And you know Jamaican mothers stay. If you're in there and you big enough, you are gonna wake up sometime too and help change diaper and all these things, help feed baby. Like you take on their responsibility. Come here, come tie this for me. And cock up our foot for you, tie our shoes. Come here, come find the remote for your TV for me. Come here, come fix this and put this over there. So come here, come do this and do it. So if you're an older sibling, you usually take on mom role regardless, even if you don't want to, because you're put in that position. She gives you those responsibilities. The poor picnic tired of all that. So when a man come along now and say, come, you can move out of that situation there now. Run by me quiet. It's just going to be me and you. Just me and you? Oh my God, me have somewhere peaceful to go. Him buy me nice things. Him talk to me nice. Him tell me something beautiful and me sexy. You have 11 picnic at the house. You don't have time to tell your 6, 7 girl picnic them, each one of them each day. You're beautiful. Maybe you're special. You don't have time. All that gone over them head. So guess where they hear it from? They hear it from a predator out the road where I look them. And it don't come in the form of you're beautiful and you're intelligent. It comes in the form of girl, sexy, you know. And she'll take it as a compliment. She not even understand what that mean yet or where this a go. And by the time she understand, she cock up a take big man. And our poor little brain gone into a whole nother realm of confusion. Jesus Christ, look here, look what me I do. And this me want for myself. You think the picnic them don't sit and say that to themselves? I know this me want for myself. Me don't know no little young girl who say, me I take a big man early. But poverty is a hell of a thing, boy. So we tell the woman them, say, listen up. Instead of having them one bag of picnic or one, I remember one lady was begging. Or is it Miss Donna? Shout out to Miss Donna. Miss Donna was asking for donations to help a certain woman. Me with my bright self now, because you know how I do, right? I find I go right in the middle of the fire, because that's when people pay attention. So I go right in the middle of the fire, and I say, no send my money to help her out, but I send a one-time thing. But bigger than that, someone needs to have a conversation with her. Why do you have so many children by so many different men? And I believe the person was pregnant again at the time. See? So you're having all these kids by different men and you're pregnant. It was my same, and you're pregnant again. And I'm willing to bet it's a different man again. I said somebody needs to have a conversation with her so she can stop this. The sooner she stops this, the sooner she can start with some self-healing behavior and some productive, progressive behaviors, right? It's not too late. The people that cost me, shut the F up, SouFlo, and get the F from out of here. Now is not the time for that. If you are, give a thing, give a thing. Other than that, don't say nothing. This is regular Jamaican people telling me, talking to me like this, call me I say, I will give. But somebody needs to have a serious conversation with her. They don't want to have no conversation. They want you to donate. Keep your mouth shut and donate your dollars. That's it. Well, no, I retract my damn money. I'm not giving. If you can't hear or you can't at least give us a chance to have a talk, I'm not giving. I'm not giving because obviously you haven't learned. How do you get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 picnic by multiple men? Something wrong. Something wrong. And at a certain point, things gone too far, ladies. No man is coming to you and saying, damn, you're so attractive, I want to marry you. I love you. I like the way your mind work. I like the way how everything works. You see me having things, yeah? But like well set up, I can take care of you and your 7 kids by 9 different men. Cause you know 2 get jacket. Your 7 kids by 9 different men. That's attractive to me. I like that. I want to be number 8, babe. That's that thing that only good in our Dexter Dop song. What Dexter said? If 10 man go there and want to be number 11, because something still feel tight, like say, it make it feel like say him there in heaven. That song there? That's only in that song. It don't pan out too good in real life. The first time I hear that Dexter Dop song, I said to myself, say, the whole of the whore them are gonna love Dexter now. Because you can't tell them nothing, them have them anthem now. They have their anthem. And it was their anthem. Every girl sing out. Say if you have 10 man, you see them in a club, they have to be 11. See them man still want me, boy. Me good up body, boy. Me tightness, boy. A 10 man go there and them want be 11, boy. Them take it like some kind of pride. 7-11. See it there? Them take it like some kind of pride. But let's be for real. A man that's on his beam about his business, standing on a square, him not gonna find you attractive. When you have multiple picnic by multiple different men. It might happen 1 and 2 here and there. But all him a cut sometime down the road. And then you're gonna be stuck with number 7, and then number 8, and number 9, and again. So you have to understand the situation you're putting yourself in when you start this. You know? Boost up the idiot them. Yes. And if we're gonna blame dancehall for gun lyrics, I could blame dancehall for that too. Dancehall not talk about 1 man to 1 woman building a foundation. Big up to Yakstar. Excuse me, no pagan. Now seek validation. That song there. Boasting about name brand. Yeah. That song there. In that song, he says, link my wife when I want sex. Cause when side gal breed up, child support that lead to. Not true? Alright. And that's the only song me ever really hear was say, link my wife when I want sex. And I talk about me a player, I'm a gallus and a 20 gal man have, and it's a link your wife when you want sex, because when side gal breed up, a child support, them are pre-next. See? Limiting and stretching out your resources to multiple households and these kind of things. So link your wife when you want sex. But majority of the song them talk about what? No boy can't roll me head, no man can't tell me what to do. Abe, Ray. Most of the women that we scream out about independent girl, she not independent. Check her in her real life, she not independent. Yeah? Abe, Ray. On the slide back I go, Ray, Abe. That laugh rotted. But Jano, most of the song them, our conscience said, grab a girl. Just grab a girl. Yeah, because girl dash way. Girl dash way like crab out a road. Eh? Now me have my house, but me no want to go home. Out a road me live. Cause girl just dash way out a road. You ever see them empty out the bag of crab and the crab them just all over the place. So yeah, girl dash way out a road. That's and coming from even the women is either bump and body, or I was telling somebody that the other day, I said the black women are the only women that I see that actually validate their men by the size of their penis. Them even have one where say, if you would not this big, lower your voice when you're talking to me in the house. If we're in a relationship and it's not this long, lower your voice when you're speaking to me. Go into alto. Take out some of the bass. Big old man can say anything he wants to say. That kind of stuff. You know how destructive that shit is? You know how destructive that is? I'm not talking about destructive to him, you know. Because as long as he has his life together and his head is on his body, he's going to find somebody decent to build foundation with, who's more concerned about where we're going in life than where his size is. Hear somebody know when we're going to leave my constructive comment. This is how I know I'm outgrowing a lot of this BS. Hear somebody know. SouFLo would liquor. That's why I'm a talk so. Jano. Shout out to Janet Brown. Janet, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here and I appreciate that donation. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean them fling under the bus now, you know. I mean them fling under the bus. Instead of listening to what I'm saying, them just dash me under that bus. But it's true. It's true. I've been around all cultures. Asians, they don't even care if there's a penis there. They go for the person. Here's some Jamaicans, well, no, Lord God, you're gone too far, SouFLo. They don't even care if there's a penis there. No, sir. We can't work with that. But they don't. They don't. They just care about the person. They care about longevity. That's how the Asians are. White woman, she will kill herself dead with her dildo, or her vibrator, or her toys, or whatever. See, as she's looking for a foundation for the children, and walk the acres and talk about it if we have a problem and that kind of stuff. Yeah, let's walk the acres and talk about it, honey. Hold on, let me pour a glass. Let's bring the whole bottle. Forget the glasses, and you know them in a different thing. I say my woman them now. The man have nice car, house, everything I go on film, and she I tell her girlfriend them about. Girl, I don't know. Yeah, I have everything and all, but I'm kind of short down there. So for our nice car, man, we put she in our car also, and all these things. Is a bicycle youth. She is a bicycle youth. She a feature. And forget the mansion. Around a banana walk, she gone. Catch up power and banana tree. Backers. These songs. If we are going to blame dancehall for gun lyrics, we have to blame dancehall for the destruction of the female mind from female dancehall artists as well. May I start trouble now, you know? George Christopher, thank you. I appreciate you greatly. May I start trouble now, you know? May I talk real thing. You have to blame the female artists them for the destruction of the female's mind. See? Them not teach the woman them to hold no meds again. Them not teaching the woman them to build no family. Them not even not teaching the woman them to stick to one man. They're not teaching the woman them to talk constructive and be constructive unless they're doing it on their own. So they promote this single mother mentality. Trouble. They promote the single mother mentality. Then promote the tea for peace. Sit down on it. Even though I don't fear, take a girl, man. Then they promote that, all of that. All of that. So if I am to believe that gun lyrics is what makes some man take up gun and go out the road, go make squaddy have to hide behind car, time and beat it, and knock it in a traffic. Like, have you ever knocked it in a traffic? That is Popcorn actually have a song like that. So if I am to believe that dancehall music is what make man take up gun and go knock it in a traffic, then I have to believe that dancehall music is also responsible for, man, dancehall, I'm not blaming you, but this is the way the conversation goes. I have to believe then that dancehall music is responsible for the destruction of the black family, particularly female dancehall artists destroying the minds of the females. See? It's all about Gucci, Prada, Fendi, rendy, trendy, whatever you want to call them, something that is all about these things. And if the man can provide them something they feel, then him is nobody and him is nothing. And he must do that. On top of that, he must long like donkey. When it pull out, it must drop down on him knee and all that. And he must crash in it like a truck. And you know, like when semi-truck lick one little Ford Focus and them something there. And if I not strangle me and tie me up and thump out my ribs and them kind of thing there. I mean, it's not promoting family. It's not promoting beat it up. Beat it up kind of decent. That guy, them guy way past beat it up now. Them want big truck crashing right. Like when big truck lick a car. The cow foot, she need a cow foot. All of the people that are trying me. I'm not making these things up. I'm not making these things up at all. Eh? I'm not making these things up at all. She wants her cow foot. You ever see a cow foot? No, that's good. But yes, elbow drop. Yeah. This is, poverty is a hell of a thing, man. And when you dig yourself into these situations, your children suffer. Okay? It's an underlying thing in our culture in Jamaica for a lot of mothers to turn their daughters, and nobody don't want to talk about it, but that's true. Turn their young daughters over to men who they think have a lot of things to give. And they do it all the time. And the neighborhood sees it, the community sees it, and the community says nothing. Nothing until she gets chopped up. When she gets chopped up is when everybody want to mention how, you know, say the big man for her, him the older than her mother, and could have been her grandfather. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all saw it going on all along. Asians look for a wife, not one night stand, as Jamaicans would call it. Yeah, majority of them. I mean, let's do this for the people who choose to be duns, because them not duns, you know, them just choose to be duns conveniently, for argument's sake. No conversation we have is generalizing about any group of people or set of people. There are always exceptions to the rule, right? We're talking about like the basis on which their culture operates. Then, majority of Asians that I've seen, very rarely, for one, very rarely do they go outside of their race. It is also very important to them that whoever they're marrying is accepted by their family, their parents, that type of stuff. Majority of them come from families where both parents are together. Even from them I eat dirt, or from them I skim doo-doo off of the water and boil it to drink it. Go all the way up till they get rich and send their children on to go work for IBM and Google and these things till them become big CEO and in a Silicon Valley and these things. Like they stick together, they struggle together, they make it together, they put foot down in their children's life, and their children are not unruly like how we are. I was telling my own kids that the other day. I said to my son, who's now 13, I said, you know, in some cultures, the parents actually pick out what it is the child's going to be. And a parent will say, you're going to be a doctor, and I'll work in this coal mine, and I'll shovel poop, and I'll do everything to make sure that that is what you become. The child does not look at it like, oh, you're trying to rule my life. You're trying to tell me what to do. No, the child looks at it like it's an honor. It's an honor that you would choose such a profession for me, and it's an honor that you would do these things that people see as demeaning and degrading to make sure that I get some mommy and daddy. I can't wait to achieve this so I can pay you back. Our kids now, they look at it like, you trying to tell me what to do. And them can't wait to get old enough so they can tell it to your face. Because you know, after them reach certain age, them really come out their face. They can't wait till they're old enough to tell you, that's not what I want to be. That's what you want me to be. And I don't want to be what you want me to be. I want to be what I want to be. You're trying to rule my life. You trying to rule my life. You're not going to ruin my life and rule my life. I'm moving out. I'm gone. And then I'm going to shack up in a little apartment where it's 20 people in a 2-bedroom and these kind of things because they want to get away from home. You see? The Asians and their culture is very different. Middle Easterners also very different. Them somewhat Asiatic too. The Africans that are from mainland Africa, same thing, very different. Majority of the higher degrees in the United States of America, by the way, the doctorates, go look it up and find out who has the majority of those degrees. It's because them people that struggle and them set to the picnic them, they say, when we get a chance and get a little visa here and reach over up, you are going to school. I am going to clean toilets. I am going to clean the streets. I am going to do whatever it is I have to do. But Tunde, you are going to be a doctor. And lo and behold, and Tunde honors the family. In our West Indian culture now, the parents them talk hard, yes. But we're more unruly. So you have some that follow, but the basis has to be set there. You have some that follow, but majority say no. As them reach a certain age, why you want to say a DJ, me want to turn it on, me a pre-music. I couldn't think of a more funnier thing to say to a Caribbean parent. Imagine you're raised to say you're going to be a lawyer, or you're going to be a doctor, or you're going to be a teacher, or you're going to be some noble profession, somewhere, something that you can survive off of, pay your bills. You won't have to be squandering for sure. You might go through school. You might hate me all the years you're going through school, but I guarantee you, if things work out, they're supposed to work out in life. When I leave this earth and I leave you here, then you're going to think of me as your savior. I did what I was supposed to do. I got you to that place. Even if that's not what you want it to be, that is something you have in your toolbox that you can survive off of, that no one can take away from you, right? Imagine that. And you're going to tell them about music, me I pray and I'm going to run that studio, me I try go. Oi! I've seen this before. I've seen how this happened before and how it turned out. Music, yeah, pre. Go take up your book about music, yeah, pre. Go sing in your book. But nowadays, it's let the kids be what they want to be. Let them explore, even when it's nothing progressive. Not saying that music isn't progressive, because it is. It very well is. There are, and one time gone, it used to be 1 and 2. But with the change of technology, where people can actually teach themselves how to record, mix, master to a professional level without going into a studio that's $100 and something US per hour for, and then you have to pay extra this and that for an engineer, and then you have to pay for this. People can teach themselves all this now, right? Now more than ever, you have young kids who are coming straight out their bedroom, millionaires. What can you look at them and tell them? The world has changed. So that was okay for a time gone by. I think it still holds true today, though, that parents need to put their foot down like that, but don't stop the youth them from what they want to do. That's not what I'm trying to say. The youth them will leave out of them bedroom millionaires these days, and it's a whole lot of them. Sometimes I see them with the money and them just dash it to me. I said, Jesus Christ, me not even save that much yet. And from when me I work. And then just dash it. 19 years old, 100 grand, real money, dash. Like that. What can you tell them? You know what I mean? But back to what I said before, though, the women. Within our society, the women seem to be like they get all the leeway to do all the foolishness and the friggery, and then they blame man all the time. The man them this, the man them that, the man them this. Every time the man them this and that, the man them are this and that in with a woman. So the woman is there too. So sisters don't have to go share the blame. Share the blame, because we're not doing it by ourselves. When you see man out there workless, him have a woman. Although nowadays some of them have woman and man. But him have a woman. He has a woman that co-signs his worklessness. Remember the meme that says Jamaica is the only country where girl take away other girl workless baby daddy, and like you know so the man workless. Him have pick me up and so him don't support. Him beat up him woman, him all kind of thing, him stay out late at night. He's community D, he parties everywhere. Every girl get a ride off on a bicycle, that kind of something. And she go fight for him, beat him up, beat up him woman, breed for him. This kind of stuff, like it's more common than you think. We laugh about it because looking at it from the outside is funny, but it's more common than you think. Here, Young G said, we're tired of uno man BBC to bomba class. What are you tired of for? We're tired of workless man. But I'm trying to tell y'all that y'all help produce them workless man here. Y'all help produce them workless man here. And then some of y'all so damn damaged that by the time you get a good man. Listen, let me tell you something. A king does not need your validation to know that he is a king or to step kingly. See? So if a king take a chance for a sister, an empress, him not ready to go through all them disrespect there and them fight there and get called out of his name and talk to like he's a dog and him must work and pay all the bills plus come home and clean up all the house and plus share food and give you, then wash up the dishes after him cook and all these things and take care of baby while paying all the bills. Like, you know, no lost your way. And your definition, George Christopher, manners and respect, your definition today of what a real man is a man who can take abuse the longest. If me abuse him and him stay, that means he must really love me then. Me not love him more than how him love me, no girl. Because him not break my heart like the last one. So I'm not tired of waste man. Nobody gets tired of a good man. Unless something wrong with you. See? Wood and Gucci. And that's how they pray. Nobody gets tired of a good man unless something is wrong with you. But a king is always going to want you to pull up. You understand? A king is always going to want you to pull up. It doesn't mean that, oh, we met on and we were on the same level. We all brought the same thing to the table. No, you can bring less to the table than the king. The king have him table already, the table spread, right? You bring less to the table. Or you met him as a nobody and you and him work your way up together into that other realm. But if it's a case of since somebody just said, we tired of uno man bomba clock, that's what the comment just said. So that comment let me answer. Let's talk about how many good men are damaged by damaged women. How many good men are damaged by your man and your way I talk about we tired of uno man to bomba clock? Listen up. Let's talk about how many good men are damaged by damaged women. A man will take a chance. And next thing you know, a pot fly after him head. He's like, I'm not used to this. What kind of thing is going on? He's getting called out his name. Fuck boy, fuck nigga. So till you start up here, call her back some name to your dirty bitch, your cards. I mean, is this what she responds to? Like, this is the way I go with it? Rotted. You're in there trying to survive and stuff. But a king is going to want you to pull up. Right? You're going to have to pull up. You're going to have to, like, manage your time properly. You're going to have to be on progressive and productive. You have to be on mental wellness. Like, we wake up today, we want to be happy. See? It's not wake up to fight each other today again kind of thing. It's not stagnant thing we're dealing with. That kind of stuff. So sometimes they can't match your crown. So them just fight you. Fight you. Because they can't match your crown. You see me? So understand when there's one in your presence though. And just try add to what's there already. A good man now gonna leave you in the ladies. For those of you without one. Those of you who have one, you already know that. That's why you lock on your own. And that's why you respect him, and that's why you talk to him like a person, and that's why you try to add to what he brought to the table. That's why you guys are building something together. I only say you can build foundation. See? But what's embedded in these sisters' minds, especially new generation, mirated. This takes some gladiator warrior to go in there so swinging 2 swords to survive, taking on a relationship with a lot of these. You know what I'm saying? And then they pass it off as, you're always intimidated by a strong black woman. Me don't know them definition of strong is like Hulk strong. It's not the good strong. So everything is confused and upside down. And for them, definition of strong is another upside down confusion, because there's no balance to her thing. You know what I'm saying? There's no balance to her thing. We see some old man yesterday on TV. I talked about, and my grandmother had 11 marriages. It's a new thing that's on Netflix now. And me and Brian sit down on the couch and we just watch the intro, and then me that asked her if she want to watch it, because me don't know if she didn't want to see it, but she said no, so we skipped to something else. But the intro, she said 2 grandmothers on both sides, right? From mother and from father. She said one of them never have no man. She just raised horses her whole life till she dead. The next one, 11 times she get married. Now me I said to myself, say, what the hell is the discussion like when you sit at the table and a woman look at you and tell you, say, I've been married 9 times before. So Brenzilla said, I'm sure she never tell them Monday that she, I'm sure she didn't tell anybody that she was married before. Because what discussion is that? You know, I'm taking you out, we're courting, I'm whining and dining, you know what I'm saying? The first goal is to sample the thing and see how you look supple and nice and these kind of things, like some old man looks supple and nice and these kind of things. I'm going to try and get to the goal, yeah? And get a deeper connection is what I'm trying to get to. And I'm whining and dining you, and we're having a conversation across the table, and y'all tell me, say, yeah, I've been married 9 times before. If you've been married 9 times before, and 9 of them dead, me would have afraid, because I would think you were poisoning them. And I don't want you poisoning me next. If I don't think you was poisoning them, I would think you're solved. Something wrong with you. And anybody who going to that death trap does not come out alive. So me not going in there either. So either way you take it, something wrong. See? Oh, my grandmother had 11 men. So there are these old ass women. They're old and they're lonely. And this has been, and they stuck to it. This is me. Nobody's gonna change me. Don't try to change me. This is who I am. Okay. One day you go want somebody suck up one of your leg them with like a beer rum here when the arthritis kick in and these things. Over there talk about what's gonna be your story? I passed through 27 man in my whole life. Take man like mailbox. Take man like letter in the mailbox. Man is nothing. Tired of man. Now listen to no man. Just old and bitter. Eh? Or are you going to finally respect a good man and understand that relationships have dynamics? Relationships have dynamics, you know. And I'm telling you, if you're not mentally ready for these dynamics, it's best to just stay alone. Because some people is like, you can't tell me what to do. I don't want to hear nothing from you, and you're trying to rule me and control me when you're trying to have a simple conversation about, hey, let's talk about this. Because this seems to be an issue for both of us. See? Full of poison, dog teeth. You know? And it turned into you trying to rule me, he's trying to control me, he's trying to... I don't know. It's a catch-22. But ladies, you hold the power. You are the all-powerful. Believe me when I tell you this. Okay? I'm not talking about no... I use that word and it's going to be disrespectful. I'm not talking about no idiot girl. Alright? I'm talking about big woman. I'm talking about, and I mean big woman as in mentality big woman. Because I have some big woman out there who flex like some little girl, you know. And they're not really, up to par mentally, even though the body is fully developed. I'm talking about mentally speaking. Big woman thing. Big woman depend on some different things. So you have to get to that big woman level there. But when you're on that big woman level, because some people will take this away and go tell them, man, bad up the man now, and you're not a big woman. You're one of the waste matters when I talk about. See? But I'm talking about a big woman. A big woman understands that there are dynamics to a relationship. You can't bad up your man. You can't, you can't bad up your man. So somebody else say that. Oh, Johnny have to hear what I tell him to talk to him and do what I tell him to talk to him. Oh, he can't tell me if he do nothing. And you're like, is this the same person that I was dating that was so nice and I thought that I could spend forever with? Like, how many bumbucklas happened to you, my girl? You're coming like 2 bull in a pen now. Your seed bag swing bigger than mine. Me never see as woman no more. Yeah, what me a cut? Yeah. Yes, some of them take backs. So women, you control the narrative. Trust me when I tell you this. Anything you see going on out here, it was co-signed by you. Because a lie matter? Tell me I'm telling a lie. Anything you see going on, when you see some man, you see, and some pants are tight like girl tights, see? How the woman them boost him up and tell him about him a hot boy and look good for him. And from one man look and see say, yo, a whole heap of girl Sanko I get and look how Sanko dress. So I start dress like Sanko now. Because I want a whole heap of girl to so them fling with them big baggy clothes and start wear tight clothes like Sanko. Then tight clothes come the fashion for men. Anything you see going on out here, all the dysfunction, everything, it was co-signed by women. That's why men do it. I used the same analogy before. I'm going to use it again. When DJ and promoters are keep party, then put some sexy woman on the flyer. You ever see Nicki Minaj with her big body out on the flyer? Or she squat down like Lil Kim with the whole of the buff that's up on the flyer? You know Nicki Minaj ain't going to be at that party. But the name of the party is Girls Fest. Guess what? Be a man did it. Be a man did it. So even they understand the pulling power of women. Is what the woman says. So the woman says, yes, so we're there tonight, my girl, over so-and-so, jam-pack ram. Because that's what all of them said they're going to be tonight. So anywhere the woman go pee, clock is where the man follow. So when you see them keep up foolishness, women are co-signing the foolishness. So you can't blame man for everything. When you co-sign the foolishness. When him is an idiot boy, when I take care of him, pick with them, and him a beat up him baby mother, when you go over there, go ride him off and take him away from her. And have him for yourself now, and now you that on social media talk about relationships are not all that they seem, and people are true one. Not true. A true one. Relationships are not all that they seem, and people cannot be trusted, and you knew that man could not be trusted from day one. You took him away from so-and-so. He was with so-and-so, and you saw what he was doing. Him used to come home 3 days out of a 7-day a week, and him don't work nowhere, and these kind of things, and you wanted him for yourself. Yeah? So the dysfunction, you co-sign them thing there. You co-sign deadbeat daddy. Every deadbeat daddy have a woman were willing to strip down and skin out and give him the something. Every deadbeat daddy. You hear me I say? Some deadbeat daddy even have a woman who will cuss for him. Cuss all them one pick them for him. This is real. So women, you are the one. I'm not saying I'm blaming you. I'm saying you need to share the blame. You understand? Share the blame. It's not only man. You play a big role in this too. More than anything, pum power. Yeah, man, it's real. You see that little piece of ranking meat? Pum power. It's real. It's real, but no fun just dash it out too much. Dash it to Tom, Dick, and John, and Harry. All the one that we talk about me, I'm not like that. I've been with, I can count on one hand how many You can count on one hand and about 10 invisible hands. On the office start, the better. It is what you command. Okay, so on the realness, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about elevating yourself, right? Into your queenly state. Because you want a king. Well, if you want a king, you have to be a queen. You see it? Kings don't wipe up pawns or the jester, the palace clown. Yeah? So you have to if you want a king, you're going to have to elevate. And you have to become a queen. You have to go into your queen state. And it takes uncomfortable change sometimes. But you have to go there. This not feel right, you know. I haven't had a man in over a year. This just not feel right. But I really want something, but now hold out. Hold it out. Hold it out. Make the body rejuvenate and tighten back up again and all these things. Use that, harness that power and focus on something else. So when you do meet this king, you know what you like, you know what you don't like, you know what you're willing to stand for, you understand yourself. You know, so sometimes you used to be very disrespectful, fly off the mouth, chatty, and these kind of things, but you've been working on it for a while now. So you've changed that part of yourself. You still have some more because you're a work in progress, but you know, that kind of something there. Omega broke the ball out. Oi! Boy, no. If she have 10 man, you want be 11. Me never tell them to watch your body for me. That me I tell them. That me I tell them. Remember, our 30 grand Rosie? That me I tell them. Oh. Oh. So ladies, a your thing. We're looking at that situation with that young lady, man, and see how she, that man and I listen to it. So the old boy, them, hear me out. Once you got a route there, see, 30 years you're junior. Trouble there. Period. Trouble there. She is not from the Philippines. Trouble there. She's not from India. Trouble there. I mean, I say Philippines and Indian women are better than my women. I'm just saying, there's a cultural difference. They will literally, like, they with the old man, and even when it don't work, they will have him believe in say it work. But I know what I'm talking about. They will play with the little dead something until something happens. And them good. And go find somewhere corner, help themselves. It's not about the body. It's about more than that. Them are pre-assets. Them are pre-assets. Also, by them married some old man. She probably counting down in her mind when he's gonna pass. And look, cough 2 times and she like, yes, God, today. No. The clock man start get better. Him cough again tomorrow. Yes, Lord, it's today. But she are pre-assets. She are pre-longevity. And then breed for him too. Because what? All his kids are going to be okay. Y'all breed for some waste matter man. And then wonder how the kids like, your kid is out in the street, 2 guns up. Well, you have him a yard hungry with 10 other siblings. What do you expect? You can't talk to him. By the time you get down the line to get to him, to talk to him gone out the door. John, stop this. Richard, move over here. So Kamisha, get over there. Nicole, sit down. James, don't do that. Mikey, go over there. So by the time you reach at him gone out the door. You can't do it. You can't do it. So you have to elevate. You have to elevate. All right? Get to that queenly level and try to find yourself a king. And recognize a king when you see one. Because kings do fall. Kings do fall. Take a chance on a woman that is not so queenly. And before you know it, you're in a dirty boy relationship too. Over the totally out of your character. So instead of pulling a king down, elevate with the king. Yeah? Elevate with the king. Ahu over here said they are better wives. They who? Long-term waiting on his assets instead of working in the meantime. No, they work too. They work too. They're working and they're stacking their own, and they are, for instance, let me show you like this. So I've seen this typically, right? Him got some boom and draw for a Filipino, one of his own. He's much older. Sometimes in a lot of these situations, the family actually chooses this older man. That's why I say it's a cultural thing. It's nothing that a lot of the times it's a cultural thing. I've heard them talk about love before and they say, what is that? Like, it's an emotion, right? But they're like, what is that? Okay, if you describe it that way, then that's how you Westerners describe it. Then I guess I can learn to be that way with the person. But I honored my parents by doing this with this person. And yes, I am getting to love him if that's what so love takes time. And over time, I have to learn the person, and he's learning me, and I'm learning him. This is the interview we did I watch, and then I describe how it goes. See? So over time, but they work too. They go to school, they elevate themselves in the meantime, and they're thankful that they're in a position to do so. They're thankful that they're in a position to do so, to even help their families in the meantime, while they're elevating themselves. They're not just sit down and wait for film something, but they know that in the meantime, if they have children, they're choosing who they have children with. Then they just dash out picnic not come by accident because I did horny today, and film body chisel up and him hood big and it print out in him pants front, and yeah, they don't just come boom picnic, that kind of thing. So it's a choice. They work. They earn on the side. Them run businesses. Them go school. They become doctors and all these other professions that you could think of out there. But yeah, whatever he has is going to go to them eventually. But in the meantime, the children will have foundation, steady, stable upbringing. That is very important in a child's life. Each one of those young men that you saw out in the streets yesterday firing at police, 2 get killed and 1 walk away, high-stepping like them I call him on stage to sing his favorite song while pulling his pants up in handcuffs. If you check their background, you will realize exactly what I'm saying and how it connects. So the most important thing for a child is stability. The most important thing for a child is stability. You hear that? And a lot of the times it falls on the choice of the woman. Yes. We're going to leave it right there for this morning. I am sure, absolutely sure. Check back, right? Because apparently these comments don't post under the video. Check back when the video posts on YouTube. Because right now it's not posted on YouTube. Right now we're live. We're streaming. When it finally posts on YouTube, check the comment section. And I guarantee you, it'll be tons of women down there telling me how I'm blaming the victim. And I try to put the blame on woman. I'm not trying to put the blame on woman. Let's go away from here today understanding this. I'm trying to elevate the women. I'm trying to let them understand that they hold the power to make the changes that are necessary. When the woman is in her queenly state, an entire nation is elevated. When the woman is in her queenly state, an entire nation is elevated, including her kings, right? The princesses and the little queens. All right, we're gonna let it right there. So for today, big up on yourself, manners and respect, and thank you for being here. We've been on for an hour and 39 minutes. I gave you my 10 minutes back, or your 10 minutes back, plus some extra. And I will see you tomorrow morning, right here on SouFLoTV, on what we call Morning Thoughts, Morning Thoughts, Morning Thoughts. Have a wonderful day. All right, try to smile and laugh throughout the day, please, because life is short. You have a lot to be thankful for. You wake up healthy this morning. Your kids are healthy. For those of you who have kids, all praise is due to the Most High. Wake up with a smile on your face, put some vigor in your step, and live. Don't just exist. Live, breathe, feel. All right? Up. Peace.